Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to another video on my channel, All Things Evolving with Ebony. Today I'm currently getting over a cold, so this is the perfect meal if you're looking for a hearty meal for the wintertime. Start off with a blend of seasoning and herbs. I'll list that down in the description. Minced garlic, petite diced tomatoes, with bell peppers and onions. I forgot my tomato paste, my tomato sauce, but we'll solve that later. And we're gonna start off with 2 pounds of ground turkey. You can absolutely substitute for ground beef. I have a blend of kidney beans and northern beans, celery, onions, bell peppers, all the things. Go ahead and start off with a hot pan. Add your ground turkey, of course adding the olive oil because ground turkey does not have a lot of fat in it, so you want to make sure that your meat is not going to stick to the pan. Once you get that browned, then you're going to go ahead and add in your onions and your seasoning. I'm watching Jerry Flowers right now. That panel was so good. But go ahead and keep on browning your meat, and yeah, it's real simple, girl. This is like a simmer dump and go, okay? Like, I'm adding my onions in, make sure we get those translucent and caramelized, and then once that cooks down a little bit more, I'll add in the seasonings. I'm adding in a little bit of minced garlic, about a tablespoon of minced garlic. I'm using roasted garlic. I'm too lazy to do it myself, but it gets the job done. So I'm going to go ahead and add in half of the seasoning now, and then once I do my vegetables, I'll add the other half, and then once everything is in a pot, I'll add a little bit more of that. So I kind of like to disperse it, so therefore every bite is flavorful and just good. You're gonna cook this on high heat, and then as your onions start to caramelize and bring it down to a simmer, you want it about 90% fully cooked. It's going to cook the rest once it's in the pot with all the other ingredients, but you don't want to overcook your meat. Now that I got my meat grounded and browned and grounded, yes, I'm going to go ahead and add that to the pot, and we're going to start working on our vegetables. I'm going to use that flavoring down at the bottom of the pan to add that to the vegetables. That seasoning, don't let nothing go to waste, okay? Make sure you're prepping yourself. It makes cooking so much easier. I have not been a person who does that typically, but girl, I'm on the move, I'm on the go. We try to get this done and get this food into our body. So I'm going to go ahead and add half, or am I adding the rest? Yes, half of the seasonings, like I said before. Like I said, you can go ahead and check the description for the exact measurements of the seasoning I'm using. I'm adding a little bit of butter to make sure we can get a good saute on these vegetables. There's a lot of onions in this because I love a lot of onions, but if you are not a big fan of onions, you don't have to add it to your ground turkey. That's just my personal preference. We're going to go ahead and add the lid. I'm cooking this on medium-high heat and allow these vegetables to cook down, but not completely. I love a crunchy, hearty chili, so make it do what it does. I'm going to add that to the pot with the ground turkey in there, and then give that a mix. Like I said, the importance is cooking things, flash cooking them, to make sure that we can make sure that all the flavor gets combined very well together. I'm going to go ahead and add in that 6-ounce can of tomato paste and get this sauce going. Now, like I said, I did not notice until halfway through that I did not have my tomato sauce, but I solved that problem. Don't you love utensils and cooking gadgets? Because won't he do it? And yes, he will. Nothing is wasted. Adding a little bit of water in there to make sure that we can get all those vegetables and meat binded to that sauce. I'm taking my notes, watching this panel. I'm going to try to put the details in here later on if I can. Probably not, because I don't feel like editing this again, but yes, multifaceted, multi-tax testing, multi Girl, what is that? Forget it. I'm going ahead and let this meat keep cooking. Add your diced tomatoes. Some people think that like adding all these tomatoes is like an overkill, but works fine for me. I am actually going to add so girl, she can't stop. What is she stalking, talking? What is going on? I'm not editing this over again. Adding our beans in now. Now we can see the good hardiness of this chili. Like I said, I like a lot of tomato. I like a lot of goodness in my chili. This is a pretty spicy chili, so my mom couldn't eat it. I tried. So for those canned tomatoes that I had, I am going to puree them so I can make a tomato sauce. Because you always have what you need in your house, period. So I'm going to post these tomatoes to make a sauce out of them. And bon appetit, we have a tomato sauce. It's so crazy, girl, because I had this sink for so long, and I was like, okay, when am I going to ever use this? It's okay. Some things you may, don't discount things that you own. Don't discount things in your possession, because you never know when you're going to need them. Period. Look at that. Homemade. I know that's right, girl. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the pot, and you're going to see all of this goodness come together in this pot. Look at that, girl. Yes. We're going to put this on high heat and let this come to a boil, and then we're going to let it simmer. Yes, God. Let it do it. As you can see, it is coming to a boil. It's incorporating. We see a good stock in this chili. Yes, look at that. Those are Serrano peppers. Be very light with this if you are not a big spice person. I love a good kick because I want to mellow it down later when I plate it. That's the rest of the seasonings I'm going to add to it. I'm adding a little bit of sugar. That's about 2 tablespoons of sugar to just break down the acidity of the tomatoes. Look at that, girl. Yes. Colorful. It looks like fall. Yes. Leaves, pumpkin, please. Yes. Do it. Let it work. Plate it. Piping hot. Don't you just want to put a dollop of daisy on that, girl? Yes, because that's what we're going to do. Look at that. Yes. Ooh. Don't you wish you could make some chili like me? Now you can. A dollop of light sour cream because fitness, accountability. Some shredded cheese. Yes, God. Yes, do it. And you cannot forget to do a good garnish of a scallion. Where's the scallion and onion? There we go. Yes, there it is. Look at God. Yes. With some Ritz crackers. Amen. Want to do it? Yes, he will. Money shot. Yes. I hope y'all enjoyed. See y'all later.